Shalom. First and foremost, I have to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahshai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadash. My special Yakin Agwafim, pushing the word of the Lord in the true place of sincerity, and Yahbashim Yahshai Barakatam to your full elect. So today in this edification, we'll be basically going over, man, that this place is ultimately finished, man. Because coming across, the latest news is that ultimately gas prices have reached and erected, and skyrocketed, at a very high rate, man. Ultimately breaking a record, man. That's how in the times that we're in, gas prices are the most expensive in U.S. history, man. And this is very prophetic because it's showing you that this kingdom is on its last heel, man. This place is really finished, man. And the Lord is continuing to send plagues and sorrows upon this earth, man, because this earth has to go through a state of purification to ultimately be, righteous and pure again, man. And I was getting to this article. The article read the title: USA Today, gas prices are the most expensive in U.S. history, breaking record for 2008. Yeah, everybody else is doing that.
The problem is that global consumption is nearly 100 million barrels a day. The problem is that Russia is a significant producer of about 10 million barrels a day of oil production. And suddenly, with the loss of Russian oil, the balance has been significantly tipped in a way that we have never fully seen before.
$5 a gallon. That's crazy. One thing, I'm glad that goes to school. You got teachers talking about you got teachers talking about inflation right now. But us prophets, we've been prophesying this for a long time, years ago. And reading the article, it says after rising dramatically following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the price of gas reached a record, topping at a high that had stood for nearly 14 years, man. So the Lord is cold, man. The Lord made sure after, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, so he can ultimately rise up the gas prices and ultimately, set a record, man. And continuing on, it says, as of
we're
Tuesday
both
morning,
physically and
the
emotionally
average national price for a gallon of regular gasoline touched $4.
Very long half of my life, I think, these past several days.
The highest price ever.
Everyone in Bala is worried about their families, about loved ones, friends, colleagues at home. It's been very tough.
According to AAA, that would come around 5.25 today with adjusted for inflation. The cost for diesel is nearing the record of $4.84. It also set in July 2008. The price for a gallon of diesel is $4.75, more than double than what it was in October 28. So man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's really showing you that
there was not a second of thinking. We said, of course, we will have to buy in Châtelet, and we'll see how we arrange that, how we cope with it. And there's always a solution. The practical problems always find practical solutions, but the humanity and the fact of just giving what you can give, that is not a question to think about. It's an immediate yes.
And the question says right here, your question's answered. Why are gas prices rising so quickly? How high are they expected to get, man? They're going to get very, very high. That's like the scripture, man. And ultimately gas prices are rising so quickly, due to inflation, man. That's coming upon the earth. In this government society, man. Inflation is happening everywhere, man. Everywhere you could think of, every place on this earth, man. And this is all because the Lord is afflicting this earth, man. And ultimately causing, Babylon, the Mecca of the world, to fall, man. And now we're getting some scriptures. And you go to the book of Revelations. Go to the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and 2. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and 2, and it reads, "And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and he became the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird," man. Yeah, man. So ultimately, man, Babylon the Great, is fallen. Babylon is what America is in the scriptures. The scriptures is not going to just say America, because this Bible is a coded book. So ultimately, this is why you have to be a scholar to understand words, to understand, what these dark sayings are, man. Babylon is referring to America. It's not talking about the ancient Babylon. It's talking about the America right now, which is America, man. And if you go into the word Babylon, it goes in the Greek Babel, which means confusion. And we know that this is the place of confusion. America is the place of confusion, man. You walk around, you cannot tell if a girl is a man or not, man. It's just confusion. You got little kids, with firearms, trying to be BDs and shit. It's a place of confusion, man. And ultimately, the word America means bitter, man, in the etymology, man. So ultimately, this became the habitation of devils and hold of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. So, man, ultimately, man, this place is falling. This place is falling, man. And we see that manifesting right now as we speak. And now, let's go to the book of... Alright. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and 32, and it reads, "Miserable are the cities which thy children have served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For she has rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall. So she shall be grieved for her own desolation," man. So she, representing, America, man. Representing America, this queendom, man. This queendom, it rejoiced at our ruin, man. They wanted to see the downfall of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, who are the true, Israelites according to the Bible, man. And they were ultimately glad, man, because Esau was willing. He wanted us to be down. This place was meant for our downfall. This place called America was meant for the so-called Negro, Latinos' downfall, man. We are the lowest in society. We are the first fired and the last hired, And it says, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation, meaning that America is going to be grieved, man. They're going to be grieved for her own desolation, because this place is falling. This economy is crashing, man. This is all because of karma, man. In verse 34, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning," man. So we can really see that the Lord is starting to take away the state of mirth in America, man. And the rejoicing. And ultimately, America's pride is being brought down low, man. And the scriptures brought this, man. This place is finished, America is not the same power as it was a few years ago, 30 years ago. It's not the same no more, man. This place is falling. This place is turning to mourning. In verse 35, "For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time," man. So fire is going to come upon Babylon the Great. Thermonuclear missiles is going to come and destroy America, man. from the everlasting, long to endure. So, and she shall be inhabited the devils for a great time, man. So ultimately, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, thus have the scriptures from the other nations, man. And now, we get one more precept. This book of Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 14, and it reads, "The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, for they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof." We see that manifesting right now. Egypt, being modern day America, man. Because Egypt means bondage, and America is a place of bondage too, man. America is a place of bondage, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. We're in mental slavery right now, but we were once in bondage here too. So we have caused, Egypt to err in every work thereof. The Lord is causing, America to fall, man. As a drunkard man striketh in his vomit, man. So the Lord's comparing, this place falling to ultimately a guy who's drunk, who throws up, man. That's how America is right now. In verse 15, neither shall be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So soon, even starting right now, man, there's going to be no work, man, for either the head or tail. So you millionaires, you billionaires out there, you millionaires, you people who got jobs, you top end people, you guys are not going to have jobs. And neither, you guys, who's at the bottom, you guys are not, no one's going to have jobs, man, either the head or tail, man. In verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman. So, America is going to turn into a bitch, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts when he shaketh it, man. So the Lord is going to judge this place so bad. America is going to turn into soft, man. America was supposed to be the top nation, the best nation, under God and all that. But when the Lord, continues to afflict this place, they're going to, think otherwise. They're going to be like, damn, they're going to be scared, man. And now, let's get this precept to close it out. This book of Psalms, chapter 49 and 11, and it reads, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generation. They call their lands after their own names," man. So ultimately, their inward thought, they think that, America is going to run forever, in the dwelling places of all the generations, So they think that, but it's not going to happen. Every kingdom eventually falls, man. So America's going to fall, man, and they call their lands after their own names. And that's prophetic because, America was named after a guy named Amerigo Vespucci, and Africa was named by a man named, Scipios Africanus. They all named the lands after their own names, man. So with that, Lord willing, ratified to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim El Shai, Bashim Kakadash, death to America, Abba Babal, Shalom.